welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. Reba here. Well, I am always forever moving pots around. Oh my goodness, I swear I think it's like the story of my life. But anyways, at least for now, it won't always be so. And I'm out here deciding which plants I'm gonna be parting with in the future and which ones I'm going to be going ahead and keeping. A lot of my plants that I have grown from cuttings this year are along the side of the house here, looking really nice. They are actually really enjoying the shade, and some of them are growing so much better now. And this one right here has gotten really tall just in the last week. Let's see what variety that one is. And that one is my emerald strawberry. So yeah, this one is doing really good. The other ones that have been growing really fast for me from cuttings is, well, that was an emerald strawberry. Okay, so the emerald strawberries. What's this one here? I thought it was an emerald as well. That one's an emerald. What's this one here? This one's actually got a little tiny fig that's not gonna make it. Oh, this is my mystery. Okay, I was wanting to put one of the emeralds into the pot, but this is my little mystery fig cutting. Now, I got it from one of those reputable sellers off of ourfigs.com. I can't remember if it was Will's or if it was the other one that I got from. I can look back at my notes because I know that this one was one of the cuttings that I started in the second round. So I can't remember which one I had gotten first, but I can look back at my notes on my computer and I'll be able to tell. This was one of those ones that I forgot to label it, and I had stuck it in the soil just as an experiment because the rest of it had gotten rot on it, like root rot, or the little gnats and stuff started eating like all the little roots that were trying to develop. And so most of the cutting was a goner, and I had one single node and literally less than 2 inches of a cutting. And this is what it's doing now. And it actually has a tiny fig. So it's definitely a keeper. Again, I can't remember. I know that sometimes if a cutting looks a little bit not optimal, sometimes the sellers will include a second one. So I'm not sure if I have this one already somewhere in with the rest of my group, but I can look at my notes and see which ones had the rot on them. I might have a note in there about experimenting with this possibly, or I might not. So I can't remember. This was the one that I was really busy working a lot, and I just kind of like shoved it into a little cup with some soil, and then 2 to 3 weeks went by, and then I completely forgot what on earth it was. And so I can't remember. This was right around the same time that I lost the Smith and some of the other ones, which are a little bit harder to root. So I don't believe this is a Smith. But we will just wait and see what the fruit will look like in the future. It is developing a little baby figgy right down in here, right there. But it's too late in the season. I could probably put it in my little itty bitty greenhouse, and just to see if maybe, it depends on a lot of factors how warm our fall is. And if we end up having a warm fall and a warmer December, chances are I might get to taste the fruit, but it still won't be like optimal flavor profile as something grown and ripened in the summertime. But anyways, yeah, so we're looking at the line up here now. I had to move. I had a line right here, and you can see the green stripes on the lawn. But I had to move these pots over because we moved the trampoline for the kids away from the big tree, because all the pine cones are weeping little teardrops of pitch. And it was hitting the trampoline and getting the trampoline all pitchy. A lot of its has dried already, so it's not sticky anymore. But I just would rather not have little white dots all over the trampoline. So I moved everything over because the kids have been playing with the balls inside, and I really don't want them to break my other babies. But that other Ronde de Bordeaux is getting ripe. I'm thinking I'm going to wait one more day. Yeah, I'm definitely going to wait just a little bit longer. It's kind of a bronzy color. I want to wait for it to get a little bit darker. So I'm going to wrap that back up real good here in a few minutes. Not going to forget to do that. But oh man, I have to put soil in some of them. So my Sacred Origins varieties I have right here. I have Gambino, Igos, Blackberry, Honey Plum, and Rod Grod so far in my collection. I did get extra cuttings of those, and pretty much those ones are for the most part spoken for trades. And so at this point in time, I'm not into wanting to resell or do anything like that. And in fact, the more I think about it, the more I think I'm going to be leaning more towards trading and maybe possibly selling off ones I don't really care for in the future, or trading. Or I'm also really seeing in the future when I get to a point where my husband and I really have our plan down for starting up a nursery. I'm really only planning on selling locally, so I really don't want to do the whole online stuff a whole lot. I know I can sell cuttings if I need to. So if I sell cuttings, here's the dealio on that. I'm not going to be doing it for like a bang for the buck, you guys. I'm not doing it for that. It would only be for me shaping my trees, really. So nobody needs to get all worried. You know what I mean? There's enough other people out there who are trying to make a lot of money on all the different fig varieties and that sort of thing. And more power to them. But that's not really what I'm into at this point in time. I do get a little bit of side income. Basically, you guys, let's just be real. To buy the dirt for my habit. Let's just be real. My husband was asking me, I went through 10 small bags of dirt the other day, and he's like, how much did those cost? And he's like, you're killing me, woman. Where did all that dirt go? I'm like, in my pots. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, so pretty much anytime I sell something, basically just kind of goes back into my hobby at this point. Which one day I would love for it to turn into an actual business. But at the same time, if I have a nursery, I'm not going to be focusing on just figs. I'm going to have like seeds in my store. It's going to be like a brick and mortar store, you guys. So I'll have seeds and stuff in my store. I'll have maybe a few figs that I've grown from my collection in the store. Just small amounts of what I actually grow, on my own homestead would I be having in my store. So, yeah, I'm not out there to take anybody's business, if you know what I mean. But just local, just do local stuff and leave it at that. But yeah, everything's looking really good. I do need to clean up my messes over here again. I did clean up a majority of all the toys and got all that taken care of. I've got some more soil here. I'm going to be top dressing some of my containers with some of this Miracle-Gro. I know a lot of people have different options for the different types of soils they are selling, or not selling, but buying to use on their stuff. And then I've got some just cheapo topsoil to put in the very bottoms of my containers that aren't too expensive. And then I'm getting into the whole fertilizing bit and fertilizing things a little bit more because of the type of soils that I'm using. I know that when you get into nursery work, you definitely don't want to use soil from your backyard. It's typically frowned upon. So why not just be in that same habit of only using store-bought medium? And whether or not it's the best medium to use or not, that everybody each to their own opinion on that. And the topsoil the cheapo topsoil from Walmart seems to work just fine. Is it the best? Absolutely not. I'm finding that some of my stuff, I had some more organic stuff earlier in the season, and it was really super nice. It had like bat guano in it and sea kelp and all that kind of stuff, and it was really good, and my plants really liked it. So I definitely want to be using fertilizer of maybe bat guano, adding in like top dressing and that sort of thing. Sometimes I'll have the Miracle-Gro, and I'll top dress my my container pots every year with those, and just to kind of give a little refresher. They have some stuff mixed in with the soil, like a fertilizer that lasts for a few months, and so it's one of those no-brainers. You don't have to really think about it a whole lot. It works okay, but then I have my other fertilizers I've picked up so that I can, when that runs out, I'm able to address the issues like the yellowing leaves and that sort of thing on some of the trees and stuff. I had this little peach that I grew from seed was really yellow, and now it's like darker green. The new growth is like super lush, and that's just from using the little bit of fertilizer. I had the same thing with my figs over here, and the chestnuts are going to get ready to be all separated here soon. I didn't want to mess with them while they were too young. I'm going to have to take the whole thing out of the pot and separate all of them one by one, and that's what the soil's going to be for. And then over here, there was quite a few of the fig leaves that were on the yellower side, and I added like just a little bit because they're small pots, so not a lot of dirt, and I added just a little bit. We're talking like maybe a teaspoon or less, anywhere about maybe a fourth or half a teaspoon, and I just kind of like sprinkled it at the top and watered them, and the emerald strawberries just took off. So that kind of just shows you that fertilizing does help, and I think that you're going to have optimal growth on a lot of your plants. Everybody's going to have their own opinions on to fertilize or not to fertilize or whatnot, but if you're growing in container pots, then it's a no-brainer to definitely be fertilizing and or at least establishing your plants with bone meal and different kinds of really goodies like that. But for the most part, everything's looking really good. Some of the leaves are just a lighter green. That just means that some figs are just there. It's just the way they are. These ones look a little bit, the LSU champagnes look a little bit lighter too. They actually look lighter in person than they do on the camera. But yeah. But that's pretty much how everything is looking, you guys. Just getting everything cleaned up, because you know how it gets a mess. Everything becomes a huge mess when you're gardening, and at least my areas, it's just like that when I'm working on my art projects and stuff too. Everything just becomes a hot mess, and I have some things stacked here, so it's not as of a mess anymore. I have things put away now, and I got some of my blueberries up in here, and then I've got some of my bigger pots here. And then some of my fertilizers that I got from M.I. Gardener, and dusting stuff to keep the little buggies away off of the leaves whenever I'm having problems with that. And so yeah, and then here's some more figgies in the top and some containers for a trade that I'm doing. And we're just letting them grow, you guys. They're doing really good. I'll probably send them off to the person I'm trading with probably once everything goes dormant. But just trying to get the optimal amount of growth now. More blueberries here, and then I've got topsoil here to put in the bottom for my blueberries. And yeah, I haven't really fertilized my blueberries a whole lot either. I pretty much use the same fertilizer for everything. I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do, but that's what I'm doing. And then here's the little babies that my niece had sent me. They are looking amazing. They did really benefit from the fertilizer, for sure. These were looking real yellow. And then I moved over here my raspberry lattes, and it gets a little bit of morning sun and then just afternoon, noon sun. And so that's how it's looking. It's finally got some leaves coming open today. And then I'm going to bring this one right here next to it. my this one right here is my BG Gold. So now I've got my BG Gold next to my raspberry latte, and I just thought it needed to be over here, so I just moved this one over here. So anyways, everything's looking really good. Plants are doing good. These are bulbs that'll come up in the spring, and I always move that back here once they're done blooming, and then I put it back by my front door. And then I got buried treasure here, little strawberries. This is their second little push out of berries this season. So they did it earlier in the summer, and now they're doing it again. I think they must be an everbearing. I got birdseed and bone meal here. And but everything's doing so good, you guys. I got the lineup and everything over here. My elderberries are doing really, really good. I do plan to sell cuttings of those in the future, but that'll probably be another year or so in the making. And at that point, again, same as with the figs, it's only going to be for pruning purposes, honestly. So it won't be like something I'm making a buco bucks on. And at this point, just a little bit helps. And whenever I grow things, it's just to help out the family a little bit and or to go back into my hobby. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here, you guys. Love what you grow, and grow what you love, and make it a wonderful one wherever you are. Comment, like, subscribe, click the bell button, and as always, I already said it, make it a wonderful one. Anyways, God bless. Bye.